First of all, my whole name is Marco Polo Antonio Giovanni Smigliani, so everybody calls me Marco Polo. So I have a little long name, and thank you for having me today. And first of all, I was not born in the United States of America. I was born in Italy. I've been here 58 years, and I grew up in Boston. And by the time I was 17 years old, 18 years old, I joined the Merchant Marine, which is working on ships, and I ended up on a ship in Vietnam delivering bombs and everything. And because it was very volatile material, the bombs, we had river boats, helicopters escorting us, and Marines on a ship. So I got to know these Marines who were in Vietnam, and they asked me to go ashore with them in Da Nang. When we were ashore one night, we were in a Jeep, we were on patrol, got in a small firefight. Of course, they got me right back to the ship because if anything happened to me, they go to jail. And on the way back from Vietnam to the United States, which in those days, from the Far East, it would take about 3 weeks on a ship to get home. I got to thinking that, you know, America's been very good to me, and I felt maybe I should serve my country. So I quit the Merchant Marine and I joined the Marine Corps. And that was, I joined the Marine Corps June of 1968 in Boston. And I went to Charleston, South Carolina, to go to military school. I went to boot camp in Parris Island, South Carolina. And after going to school in Parris Island, I eventually ended up in California. From there, I ended up in Vietnam as a machine gunner. When I got to Vietnam, I was assigned, I didn't realize at the time, to one of the most distinguished battalions in the United States Marine Corps. And sadly to say, the reason it was one of the distinguished battalions is because we lost so many men. Over 820 of my fellow Marines were killed with my battalion. They called us the Walking Dead. So it was very difficult time when I got there, and it got worse by the day. Well, I was a machine gunner. Every Marine becomes a rifleman when they go through boot camp. That's what they train you for. But then you have a specialty, which everybody has, and mine happened to be a machine gunner. So after I went to boot camp for 12 weeks in Parris Island, South Carolina, we went to Camp Lejeune to use a machine gun. And we were there for, I guess, about a month and a half to learn how to use a machine gun. 0331 was my specialty, which is M60 machine gun. And after I learned how to use the machine gun, I became a machine gunner. And that was my specialty that I would go to Vietnam with. So it took a few months, like I said, of training in Camp Lejeune, and then and that's what I would be doing in Vietnam.